Hi everyone, welcome to Conversation with Within. My name is Dan Araújo. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here today, connect with you guys one more time. I would like to ask a favor, if you are new to my channel, please don't subscribe to my channel. It's very important for you to do this. This way, more people can watch these conversations or any other video that I have as well. And please do me a favor to like this video when you watch. And the other thing too, please feel free to make any comments below about this conversation today, or maybe even ask some questions if you like as well. And the other things that I suggest for you, please listen this conversation today to the beginning to the end, because so many things that we are going to talk in here today, they can help, in some areas that you are facing some type of challenge or in your spiritual growth as well. Today, my guest is Wendy Biondo. Thank you so much for being here, Wendy. She's an intuitive healer. She's also worked with the tarot cards, and she's a beautiful, blessed soul. Her passion is support others, seeing the big picture of the collective movements of which they are part. Her greatest joy is bring deep peace and self-acceptance to the others by helping them to see the perfection of themselves in their journey as a being an integral part of the grand awakening and the evolution of the humanity. This is so beautiful. Thank you
Mm.
so much, Wendy, for taking the time to be here today and share a part of your spiritual journey in this
Yeah, thank you
incarnation,
for
my
having
friend.
me. Mhm.
I'd like to ask a question that I always ask in the beginning for all my guests. What type of belief that you were raised by your parents?
Yeah, it's interesting because I went to Catholic school for the first few years of my life. My parents weren't Catholic, really. They weren't really religious in any way. They were very heart-centered, kind of simple people. My mom was grew up on a farm. My dad was in a small town, so they were like earth people. When I feel into my like my lineage, the behind in my lineage, I feel like Fey, elemental, Garthian energy from both of my parents. But it was my grandmother, my Biondo. My Biondo is my Italian grandmother's maiden name. So I took that name when I divorced because she was like my like rose lineage,
Oh,
my Mother
I
Mary.
choose all over my body. Oh my God, that's
You
beautiful.
do? Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
keep it
she
going.
was the embodiment of the Mother Mary. She was all the trials anybody ever went through, she would say, just pray for them. She was a legitimate, heart centered, divine feminine woman. She was also Catholic. So she asked my parents to raise us, and not raise us, put us in Catholic school. So we went to Catholic school. So although my parents were they would always say to me, do what you feel, just do what you feel. They always turned it back to me. And at the time I was like, well, I don't know how to, I don't know how to do this. I didn't feel like I matched the frequency of this planet. So I
Mm.
always felt, yeah, you want to say
No,
something?
no, no, no. Listen,
No,
it resonates
I
with
always
me.
felt,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah.
relating. Yeah. I always felt like, tell me what to do. Tell me how to be a human. I don't know how to, I didn't get the
I
human
love so
code,
much. Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. And so I kind of resented that. But now that I'm older, it's like that was the best thing they could have said to me because that's what I do. It's inherent now. What do I feel? Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. What does my guidance say and taking forward on that? So I think they knew, I think that's partially why I chose them. They knew to stay in that earth connected, heart centered space and to guide me to that. Now the Catholic aspect through I was only there for maybe it was kindergarten through fourth grade, and then they took us out because they were like, I think the exact words were the church is greedy. So they took us out. But I had a lot of interesting experiences through the Catholic Bible studies and being in that environment. There's a lot, and I could talk about that if you're interested.
No,
There was
no, that's right. Whatever that you feel, God, you can talk. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I came in very connected. I came in with a channel and I had a direct connection to my higher self, or to God, or to whatever. So for me, like sitting in that chapel, with like the God presence was just like the best thing in the world. And I don't know where I would go. I would sort of like go off in communion, like real communion. And I remember times when everybody would be getting up to do the communion, and I would be, I'd come to, and everybody would be gone, and they'd say, "Oh, we were trying to get you to come, but you're off somewhere," And so I had this real like divine connection, and there was something about the church and the chapel, and I would lay awake at night, and I would, have all these realizations in this like steady flow of channel. But somewhere along the way, through Bible studies, or somebody said something to me, I got the idea in my head that I was going to go to hell if I didn't believe in Jesus. And I thought, well, what do I need Jesus for? I'm talking to God all day long. I'm merged with everything. And of course, I didn't quite understand that at the time. All I knew is that I seemed to be missing something. Meanwhile, I had it all. Thought I was missing something, and so yeah. So I would work. So this is where the trauma came. Obviously, I chose this as well, but I
Yes.
thought that my natural connection was the devil. I thought it was wrong. I thought it was Satan. So I battled. I started battling with my intuition, battling with my inner knowing, being afraid of my inner knowing. So that started a journey of just that whole, the whole thing, the coming in remembrance, and then having my own personal version of getting squashed and separated from that, and then the journey of compression and trial to get it all back. It was pretty rough.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, there is
Thank you.
I said before they resonate with me because my mother was Catholic as well. And,
Mhm.
but with you, your parents was saying things to you, but with me, my brother, sister, we used to
Mhm.
tell my mom, Mama, we don't like it here. Why you bring your eyes to here? I remember when I was young, my mom, when I used to go to church, my mother said, kiss the priest's hands. See, I want to, this, I
Mhm.
never forgot. She said, Mama, I want to kiss his ask him to kiss my hand. I'm a child. I'm
Oh,
innocent. I'm an angel.
yeah.
No joke.
Oh,
I said, Mama, he's supposed to kiss my hands. No, me kiss his hand. But after
you
that,
knew
my
that.
mother went to a metaphysical place. The day
Mm.
after that, she took me, my brother, sister over there. The day after that is history. But yeah, I was very confused when I was a child as well about that. I was terrified about so many things, hell, all these things. But through spirit, I respect everyone's beliefs till today because I have many clients with different beliefs. But I'm
Mhm.
trying to say spirituality is something for me, even though I, I live in America for more than 25 years and I went to Christian church a long time here as well. But for some reason, even though I don't know, I cannot explain this exactly why, but I felt it was possible for my journey. That's one thing I can explain. That I have to be there all of these years in a Christian
Yeah.
church, but for some reason I was not able to connect. I don't say with the higher source or to my own self inside of church, But
Mm.
inside of metaphysical place, I feel like I was home.
Yeah.
So now I'm not connected at all to. I don't go to church. I'm not go to anywhere. But I don't. Once again, I do respect. I don't have anything against anyone's beliefs. But like we talked before we start recording, right? So maybe you chose your parents, to, with a different beliefs than yours, right? It
Mm.
happens with a lot of people here. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna choose their parents. They don't believe anything that I believe that I'm gonna go there to do it. But
Yeah.
I need that because it's something that I need to finish maybe for all the incarnation that I did not finish it. But that is gonna help me as well in this incarnation. Is that what happened with you? But I do like to ask you this, Wendy, because you said you always have been attuned, attuned to your entire life to energies. But when you were little, you used to see spirits, talk to them. How exactly that you start connected, feel, I I know why I'm here, right? I know what I need to do. I know what I'm coming here for. How things start happening, it come to you.
Yeah, well, it was very confusing for me because I think the best way I would describe it is I was very energetically merged. I think part of the setup in this lifetime, the way my soul chose it, is I was actually born cross-eyed. And so the first 6 months of my life, I wasn't seeing, and a lot of the bonding with your mother is through that eye contact and the breastfeeding, and you're staring up into her eyes. And I was crossed. I feel like that, and it almost feels like a memory of just almost like a blind person where you tune into the energetic behind you. I think that I was already had energetic sensitivity throughout my soul's journey, and this was the specifics in this incarnation. But yeah, just came in really attuned to, even like with colors. Even if I couldn't see well, it was like there was a frequency off of the colors, or a frequency off
Mm.
of nature, or different things that I feel like I've carried my whole life. So this is sort of me feeling into it, and putting the pieces together with how I came in. um but yeah, so there was just a real merge with the energy, and of course I didn't know that other people didn't feel that way or didn't have that kind of connection. So it was confusing to me. The other thing that was interesting is that I wasn't really in my body. It took me until my 40s until I really, really came into my body. I feel like I sort of hung in the astral when I would play. I was often, I feel, connecting with the elementals, or with the sort of behind in nature. I was very connected to nature, but I didn't really see it. It's almost like I wasn't connecting with the
Wow,
earth. I was
this is
connecting with the
beautiful.
behind. Yeah, and I didn't know. That's another thing where psychedelics or any kind of drug is really challenging for me, because my goal, my part of my purpose here is to get in my body, and I wasn't in my body. So anything like that took me out more was really hard for me, because I wasn't tethered very strongly in this realm. So it was interesting. It had me sort of in the in between, in the in between throughout my life. You could say I was a little checked out or spacey, or people would be like, oh, she's a dreamer. And even like what I was saying in the church, where I was just somewhere else. So it was strange. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Thought something was wrong with me. So yeah, a lot of my journey has been um, boundaries, learning about boundaries, and where I begin and another ends, because I was just merged with everything, which my inherent nature was to just love and open to everybody, which there were some hard lessons with that, because not everybody's wired that way. So a lot with perpetrators, a lot with, sort of negative energy. I had a lot of entities around me, and so there was just no boundaries, full merge, which is beautiful. And now that I understand and I know how to have boundaries, I can use that for healing, or for channeling, or for bringing through information, or all these things, reading collective energies, perceiving the behind, translating the behind, this type of thing. But most of my life, it was very confusing and a real handicap. Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. Let me ask you a question. But have you had anyone when you were a child, to help you, or you just, was there, by yourself, little by little, connect, with yourself?
Yeah.
Like you said, around the age of 40, that's when you realize, oh, but have you had anyone when you were little to help you, someone that you could have go and talk, ask questions, what's going on with you, or you just by
No.
there by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself. But I
Wow.
do feel my
Wow.
parents were very grounded, like I said, very earthy, very gardening, and physical with the hands. And my dad would make things and build things. So I think I chose that as well. Just that there was a sense of grounding. I had stability. I had love. I had my Italian grandmother and the big family and the cousins, and so I had a tether, and that was important. I had a tether, but I didn't have anybody to help me understand where I was at until much later.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah,
Mm.
the other thing that I like to talk to you, because we talk a little bit about this, before we start recording. So
Yes.
you never had awakening because you already came in, right? Awakening. So
Yeah.
can you, because a lot of people, I went through to awakening more than one time, different, situations. And I know some people, come here born already like with the eyes open. So you can
Yeah.
explain a little bit. So others depends. Can come at age 7 or maybe 20. Some people sometimes in the 80s that's when to go through awakening. But in your case, it was different, right? Can you explain that a little bit? So you never experienced awakening. That's my question, right?
Well, let's say I came in unified. I came in merged. So I came in with a level of unity, unity, right? That was the lens I was seeing through. But I also had a lot of I had the, like I said, the fear of the devil, the fear of demons, and then of course when you're fearing something and focusing on it, you open a portal to that
Yeah.
dimensional frequency. So I had a lot of
Wonderful.
attack. I would hear my name. I would be poked. I'd wake up. My bed
Wow.
would be shaking. The walls would be dripping.
Wow. Oh.
And I was scared all the time. So eventually I just shut everything down. I shut down my channel, I shut down everything, and I went to sleep. That was through my probably it was probably
Oh, you've kind of frozen. Oh. Okay, so we have a
around the time that I
okay.
left Catholic school, actually. Around
I'm
mhm.
sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
mean to
more
cut you off.
comparison, oh, I think you
Mm,
froze.
No, no, yeah, no, you froze over there, no. Yeah, because they now you come back,
Can you hear me? Because you're frozen.
Yeah,
I can't.
for me here, yeah, no, I think everything's fine. Listen, I want to say something. I believe you have a good internet over there. I have it as well here good internet as well. But energies can interfere with technology, right? You know, the computer. Last week I was talking to someone, even she's from Brazil as well, and a lot of things happening here that never happened before. The camera that I have behind the computer turn off by itself. The camera, the computer popping in the beginning, we were not able to hear. I was unable to hear anything she was saying. But I was back and forth. But it's energies, my friend. Oh, there we go. Now she kind of disappeared a little bit, but we're gonna continue talk. I'm not gonna stop here to talk because this is, like I said, this is part of process. In this channel, my friend, I don't do any ads. No, I'm not gonna cut anything. Whatever is there, I'm gonna post, on my YouTube channel. You're gonna leave just the way it is because I believe everything's happening for a reason. Once again, I do believe that the energies they can affect. But she's such a beautiful, a gifted person, and it's so beautiful. I mean, to for us to understand that. I mean, when you come here, we don't remember what we are asking for. Our parents, the things you're going through, we just don't remember. That's the reason. Sometimes I mean, oh, I can give an example. I'm from Brazil, right? So when I was a little, I used to tell my parents, I born in the wrong country. I was supposed to born in America. And I used to tell my parents, someday I'm going to America. Someday I'm going to live in America. And I'm here, my friend. And I'm going to stay here till the day I leave this planet. But when I try to say, I was saying before, we don't remember. But it's so important for us, to don't fight, or to try to go crazy to figure out, why their parents, why we went through this, why you are going through this. It's all things that we ask you to go through. It's part of a journey here. It's part of a spiritual growth as well. So we need to understand that whatever that we are facing is gonna take where we are supposed to go, where we are supposed to be. Like her, she was facing all these things when she was a child, about devil, hell, whatever it is, people don't touch a hole, poking a hole, all those things. This is crazy, someone can take, to a doctor, put you on taking a lot of very strong medication. This is very serious. If the parents don't understand what's going on with a child, and they can even think the child is crazy, or they are possessed, or anything, or anything like that. This is we are waiting for her. She'll come back soon. It's so important for us as a parents. If your children going through something like this, try to understand what's going on instead to just think they are possessed by something, by demons or anything like that. No, to help them. I'm not gonna mention names in here, but I know some people they went through this and the parents thought they were possessed by demons. It was a different story. It is a professionals out there. They can help you, to understand what it is, and they can help your children as well. Because when I was a child, I went through to a lot of things, but I'm so grateful that when I start going through a lot of things, my parents, my father was going to one type of metaphysical place. My mother was going to another one, was different, but they both, were able to help me, my brother, and my two sisters in all the things we are going through spirituality. They helped me a lot. Back then I was going to this metaphysical place, and I remember that I used to go there, talk, with the lady. She was the chief, of the place. Talk to her. So many things was going on with me. I was young, 14, 15, something like that. I was talking to her, and I say, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop this. So I always ask her for help, and she helped me a lot, to understand. She talked to my parents, oh, Nandi's going through this, going through that. They did a bunch of stuff with me to talk with me, you know, to help to control. All this speech they were trying to drive me crazy. Or take, or even can say take possession of me. And then I was able, to find a alignment or to balance all those things. To, or better say, to control them, to control them. Because we can control those spirits, my friend. But if you don't control them, they can take control over you, and then you are done for good. I know some people they lost for good, and I know a lot of people that were able, not even though they lost, but they were able to come back. This is very serious now. When you come here with a such, higher frequency, but you come now to our parents now, they don't they are not connected to me or to the energy that you came here, it's going to be a huge challenge for you. But it's something, once again, that you chosen to go through. It's a reason. I chose my parents for a reason as well. My mother was a very spirit person. My father was the opposite. He was very, physical and a businessman. But when he had his awakening, everything's changed. But anyway, but I chose them. So I had to go through all those things with my father. My mother was the balanced side. My father was the balanced side. But as I was growing up, I started meditating and I asked questions and me try to understand the reason or why all those things are happening. Do I remember like today, I used to live in a different area. I used to live on the beach. I was going to my office, and then my car windows were open. I was listening music, and I felt something come from the passenger side of the window. Through it went out, to my side, and I heard the voice, very loud and clear, say, Nando, everything that you went through in your child, with your father, with all these things, you ask it to go through all those challenges. You ask it to experience all those things, all the pains, all the stuff, everything you ask for. I never forgot that. In that day, so many things changed for me. So I was not too worried too much or concerned too much to try to understand, why my parents was doing other things with me in some other situations as well. And just give me a moment here. Let me see if I can bring her back here. Just give me a moment here. No, no, it's not this here. She has some problem with her internet. Just give me a moment. Let me see if I can. Just give me a moment. Let me see this link in here for her. Just be patient, guys. This is part of a process. This is something that can happen. And like I said, it just doesn't bother me at all because it's part of the process. Let me send this in here for her. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Just take a deep inhale and exhale. Go get a cup of tea, a matcha, something. Okay, let me send to her the link again. Let me tell her that okay, I just sent the link for her. But like I said, my friend, I'm not just what I love about things like this when they're happening, because this is helping man, me to don't get disappointed, don't get frustrated, don't get mad, don't oh panic. Just stay in the moment, enjoy. I'm talking in here. We are having an amazing conversation and go for there. It's not a big deal, all right? It's not a big deal. But anyway, so like I always say before now, this is something the millions of people are facing in this planet, my friend. Oh, she's back. But I was talking here as you try to come back, you know what I mean? So I was having a conversation. No, I was having a conversation, yeah. Talking about some things, you know what I mean? So that happened with you when you were a child, with me as well. But I'm grateful that you're
Mhm.
back in the game, my friend. But I was telling, people, those things doesn't bother me at all. I say, oh my God, I don't. I love when sometimes things like this happen because it happened for a reason. So how did I react? I was in peace. I was just, let me start talking here about something else. I was not mad or upset or disappointed. Not this, and I'm very proud of myself. Because like I said, things like this happen for a reason. It is to see. Let me see how he's going to react now. Here we go again. There she go again. Let's see.
Ah,
Anyway, no, you're
here we
back.
go.
But anyway, so let's continue here a conversation. We were talking before was about the awakening, right? The if you
Yeah.
have anybody, I've been see some shadows, some things that pass by behind you in the ceiling. I
Mm.
saw something pass by in there. I don't know what it was, but anyway. So, but anyway, we were talking before, like, you never went through the awakening. You already came here with a very beautiful frequency. But there was a talk before they said, you said there was all these things about, hell, about demons. You were having spirit to touch you. How did you find a balance and I mean to some type of alignment to be able, to know this? Because some people can go crazy. Some people can go. The parents sometimes see the child go through to situations like that. They can take to a professional. They can prescribe a lot of medication to them. How
Right.
did you
Yeah. Hmm.
how did you find your balance? With all those things that was happening to you.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I was starting to say
Yeah,
when we got cut
yeah,
off
yeah,
is
yeah.
I just shut everything down. I just really, really just shut off the channel. I shut off my connection to that higher realm that I was so, connected to. So, and I went through, a phase of just sort of debauchery and drinking and, just yeah, I just sort of fell. I fell and I always, let's see, it's hard, to be honest. It's like I've gone through so many deaths and rebirths in this incarnation. It's like to think back on those times. It's like it's like looking at a completely different person. There's been a lot of trials and a lot of different phases in my life, so it's kind of hard to track it in a linear way. But I did go to sleep and I got cracked open. There were things probably before this, but I ended up, and along that, along being, it's hard to put words to, but
It's
aside from
okay.
being shut down, I still felt different. I still had that connection. It's not like I could just shut down and be normal. It's like I shut down, I couldn't be normal, but I also didn't have my access. So it was very challenging. There was a lot of like this almost like PTSD just from being on the planet. And I did the best I could. Like I said, I had a lot of love and support, 3D support from my family. I am a likable person, so I always had friends and support in that way, but I just felt wrong and strange and weird. So I ended up marrying um, a man that, and I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, I just
Whatever you
don't
like. Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't feel to, but it was a very dark, I would say cult-like situation. And honestly, it was my greatest ally because it put me in such compression that I had to crack my way out. And when I cracked out, I cracked open and I got it all back. And I had to lose my children. I had children in this, and it was like I went through like a witch trial of court hearings, and it was awful. But I needed, I mean, I was numb to my emotions. I was numb to all of life. I had just I was lost without my channel. And then with him, it became, I just got more and more separated from myself and more lost and woven with darkness. And but it was the exact trial that I needed. And so it was losing custody of my children where I cracked open. And this is when things started getting really shamanic for me. Like I would connect with nature, have a really strong connection with nature. And I would meet in my third eye, the devas behind certain animals or something that would come to me, like in like this one time I was sitting I live at the base of like a very large open area that used to be a mining area, and it's just public space now. And I was sitting at like the top of this like this mine shaft, and I was sitting there feeling all the feelings, and it was like the very bottom of the pit was the bottom of my pits, and it was a super shamanic thing. And there was this white owl in the middle of the day, and it flew out of this hole in the wall and came right past me. Like I could have grabbed it and hug it. And I met the owl, and I was having these shamanic experiences like that where I would get communication from the animals. And you could say I was sort of lost again, but I was lost in a very helpful world this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. In
And
a good
that went on
way.
for a
Yeah.
long
Yes.
time. Yeah.
Yes.
Around that time, I started doing trainings for the energy work that I do now, the healing sessions that I do now. But what was happening is, as I moved forward with the trainings, my own intuition and my own guidance was just like, oh my God, we're back, and was trying to work through me and show me things. But I had to develop this relationship with it again. And that's sort of what's been going on the last 16 years, with the energy work that I've been doing, is learning to listen, learning to trust, learning to allow my higher self to guide me in that container through the healing. So it was a real healing journey for me too, moving into a healing modality like that.
Oh,
Um, yeah. So
y-
also, something that happened in after that in 2015, I started going down all of these rabbit holes. It started with the like satanic ritual abuse, the survivors, and people talking about their experience in Hollywood with the pedophiles and all this. And I got really, really kind of addicted to watching these things. This is when you could find that stuff very easily on the,
yeah,
11 years ago. And it was actually very healing for me and comforting, because it was like, after what I had gone through with my ex, I really the other way that it benefited me is it really shook me out of 3D, because I went so far into that sort of fourth dimensional hell realm energy again, but it separated me from the sort of boxed in reality, right? So it was my passage into higher consciousness, back into higher consciousness. And so, but it was really hard, and I had a lot of shame, and I had a lot of confusion.
she kind of,
So when I would watch these videos, and oh, I don't know if
yeah, no, 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 yeah,
you can hear me.
yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, just keep talking. You
Okay.
kind of froze your image, but
Yeah. Okay.
now you're
Um,
back in again. There we go. That's okay.
yeah, it was kind of oddly comforting to me, because it was like I was listening to other people who knew extreme darkness, who knew it was like, it started out where I knew this other reality that was beautiful and high frequency. Well, then it was like knowing this other reality that's really dark, right? So there was a lot of reawakening to the truth of this realm. It's really just multidimensionality, right? Seeing into the fourth dimensional frequencies, seeing into the higher dimensional frequencies. And so that was when a lot started coming back on as well. I started reorienting myself with the darker elements, instead of running from them and shutting them out. It's like when everything opened back up again, everything opened back up. I had to go through that fourth dimensional hell realm demon journey. I couldn't avoid it. If I avoided that, I didn't get my channel either. I
Yeah,
had to honor it. I
yeah,
had to truck it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But it's amazing. I was listening to you. Thank you for sharing this part of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of your, you know, some things that you faced. But I was listening to you, and it resonated with me because the things that I went through with my son's mother, and
Mm.
they put him in a such a dark place, and but through the darkness, to the how I'm gonna put this, my I don't wanna say anything that feels like I'm judging her. No, what I'm trying to say that was a very very hard time that I had in my life. You know what I mean? He was only 2.5 years old, and I was going through some very serious health problems. I was just moved to this area. I don't have family here in America. I have no friends at all in
Mm.
this area. I had no money to find a place for me to live. I could not go back to the place that I used to live before. That I have so many beautiful friends over there because I want to stay close to my son. But yeah, I was in such a dark place. I was in so much pain. I was so much suffering. But through that suffering, it resonates like what you said. I was able not only to come back and again, and I was able to connect with what I say. The way that I explained, I was able to connect more with God than ever before.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
able to connect with such higher frequencies of listen to this unconditional forgiveness, yeah, unconditional love that I never had before. But
Yes.
through the suffering, through the pain,
Yes. Yep.
you know what I mean? But
Yep.
I I didn't know how I was gonna survive, how I was gonna find my way back. Like I said, I had nobody, I had no one to talk beside them. I always talk to them every single
Yeah.
day, pray
Hmm.
and I talk to them. But after a long time, they talk to me, say, we never left you alone, but you had to go through those things. If you helped you in the beginning when you ask, you would have never go you what they said to me, I was never gonna be able to connect to the frequency that I'm connect right now. So they were there to assist me, help us, but say he need to go through those things. So you have a child, I have a child. When the child start try to walk, they don't maybe some child children walk right away, but they try to get up and bang, it fell, no? It fell, no? All the time. It go up, down, you know what I mean? Many, many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you as a parent, we just stay there, but we don't go there all the time, hold them, don't let them hit the ground. You let them hit the ground. So they say, man,
Yeah.
I gotta
Right.
stop
Yeah.
hitting my body all the time on the ground. I need to be strong in the walk. So that's exactly what they did to me. But then after that, my friend, I went through her and I said to her in her face, thank you very much for everything that you make me go through, to feel, because I'm in such a beautiful place now because of you. Instead to hate her, or like so many people do, no, I want to thank her. She's in a better place now,
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Yeah. Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
sometimes people don't understand why they are going through something so deep, why they are in a relationship with someone, you know, doing some terrible things with them. It's a reason. It's
Yeah.
another conversation for another. This we can talk for hours about this. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, there's some things that once again we ask to go through. You ask, you don't remember. I
Yeah.
ask, I don't remember. But
Yes.
you ask to go through. You know,
Yes.
it's so important. I mean that when you find a way out, and I mean, it would be great. This is how I see it. I'm grateful.
Yes.
I don't judge who. I don't judge anyone else at all.
Yeah.
Everyone that could have helped me back then, no one's helped me. You know what I mean? I just forgive everyone. I love
Hmm.
everyone. I can talk with every single one. They look at me and say, "Wow, how this guy
Mm-hmm.
able to talk to me in the past. I could have helped him. I did nothing at all to
Mm-hmm.
help him. And now he talking with me, he hugged me, he kissed me like, nothing happening. But
Yeah.
because, like I said before, I was able to connect to this highest frequency
Yes.
of unconditional forgiveness, of
Yeah.
unconditional love, my friend.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what happened with my ex as well. We stayed in conflict for a really long time, and then there was just this moment where there was a conflict arising again, and I literally felt like the sky opened up, and I had this choice in front of me, the old timeline or the new timeline, and I was flooded with this it was like divine intervention, because it's like I cannot have this start again. I cannot go down this road again. And I just, it was like a healing, a profound healing. And I just came to him with just complete and utter unconditional love. And it transformed the entire thing. Our my relationship with him shifted because I was no longer a match to that predator
Yeah,
victim consciousness. So it's the same thing. It's like you're out of the
yeah,
fourth dimensional
yeah.
frequency, you're in the higher frequency. So he's one of my dearest friends now. I remember us in the higher
Yeah,
ages.
chills
I
over my body.
remember, I know, me too. I remember our agreements, and we even would say that to each other, like we're fractals of the warring in this world, and we hated each other, and then we came back together, and just the service in that as a fractal. And so my son and my daughter healed their relationship, my daughter and my ex. And so that's kind of why I didn't want to go into it in a way, because it's like, well, it's been completely transformed. We're in butterfly zone now.
Yeah.
Not to say that all that horrible stuff didn't happen, but it doesn't matter. It's like the timeline and all the timelines connected to that have been collapsed. And isn't that the purpose of meeting again and doing it differently this time?
Wow,
So in a sense it
it's
feels
beautiful.
like it was part of my mission to come and do that with him, to come, all of it, right, everything we go through. And like what you said, it's like we choose it, and there's a reason, and it's really deep, and it's multidimensional, and it's multi-timeline, and all the things we're correcting and weaving and harmonizing in through our journeys. And those of us that are working on, like you and I, working on a sort of similar trauma or a similar
Mm.
aspect of separation consciousness and healing it. I mean, it's just when you start to see the symphony, it's it's amazing.
It is amazing, but
Yeah.
we need, I listen to some few people now on YouTube, and when I hear the story, the lives, the things that no, the energy they are connected right now, but I'm talking about when they were a child, the things they went through. Sometimes say, how in the world when you went through all those things and now you are this person? It's the
Yeah.
same things with me, the things that I went through when I was a child, as a teenager, even as an adult as well. Why so much stuff, my friend? What people did with me, it just unbelievable. It's a long story, but anyway, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
say there are all the things that I went through, and I mean, it make me who I am today. So many people that are work clients, sometimes they come to talk to me, and I mean, I say, I understand what you are saying. I went through the same thing, S- I'm, I'm trying to say that I went through so much in this incarnation, so much, but
Yeah.
it helped me. All those things helped me so much. Like I said, when people come to talk to me, because the universe guide people to us, right? People, the
Yeah.
universe guide people to you because you went through some things that the person is going through right now. The universe, go to her or go to him or go to somewhere else, because when
Right.
they start talking to you, say, I understand what you say because I went through before. Then you are going to help them. This is what I did. This is what I suggest for you to do. You know what I mean? Because they can feel, whoa, it is a healing somewhere. We can change our energies. We can love again. We can connect with the gifts. Because so many people think this is it. It's over. They
Yeah.
can they can never love again, or maybe they can never have a good communication like you have with your ex-husband, like I have with my son's mother.
Yeah.
I talked with someone 2 weeks ago, and she told that she went through to a very serious abusive relationship with someone. I was
Mhm.
listening to her. They say, and we still together till today. I said, but she said, he's a different person right now. But I ask you, Jose, if you like to come back in here again with him talking about this, I would love to talk with you guys so you guys can share how you guys found a way, to 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 change all this negative, all this trauma, all this challenge that happened between you guys, and you guys are together in such a beautiful place right now.
Mm,
It happened with a
mm.
lot of people.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It happened as
Okay.
well. But
Interesting. Mhm.
I love that we are talking about those things so people can, whoever's going to listen to this conversation, they can understand it is a reason why everything's happening. Things can change, people can change. And one thing that I like to share as well, that I believe now, because you change so much, it help him to change. I changed so much,
Yeah.
it help my son's mother to change. I heard this was someone said, when you change, people and circumstances change.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
ego, I ego say, no, I want you her to change. No, you have to tell her she's the problem, no problem. You don't need to change anything. You're good. Your ego say that to you, so you don't do you don't do your inner work. No, but yeah,
Mhm.
that's something that I did with myself so much. Was
Mhm.
not an easy journey. Was not an easy journey because she was
Yeah.
constantly on me trying to do something to hurt me with my son. All those things was not an easy journey for me to continue to change till the day once again that I was able to connect with unconditional forgiveness and
Yeah.
unconditional love, highest frequencies. But because I kept pushing, was like, oh, this face okay. And then I would just try to get off the punch me in in the other side over and over again. But a
Yeah.
little by little, man, I was continuing to change, and I saw the change on her as well. This
Yeah.
is a this is a mess that can happen with anyone. No? People need
Yeah.
to. I believe we need to do a self force. Don't worry about
Mhm.
the others. Do
Yeah.
yourself first. Work with yourself first.
Yes. And it's
You
the
know.
same, it's a fractal of what's going on in the world. We want to look out and, oh, we need to go move these pieces out over here so that we can have a better world. But it's all fractals, and so it's like that that Einstein quote,
yeah,
um, you can't solve a problem from the same level of consciousness it was created. So
no,
again, it's like everything's running around in 3D and fourth dimensional frequencies. And it's when we come in and we find that divinity and we find that higher connection and we heal ourselves, that we start transmitting, like what you were saying, it changes the environment, changes the relationships, because we're transmitting a higher different frequency,
yeah,
which then ripples and activates. And if everybody did that inner alignment, our not just our relationships but our entire world would change. And so really that whole like, oh, it's an inside it's really
yeah,
an inside
yeah.
job. Yeah.
This, like the spirit was talking to me here right now. So, yeah, if you are in a physical, verbal, relationship, yeah, you need to walk away from the person and to avoid
Hmm.
sometimes, it can be life, death, situation. But what the spirit was saying to me here now is just, don't walk away, from yourself or for what you went through. You need to work with those things. Don't just try to move to another city, to another state, and ignore it, put everything underneath the rug. And then after that, because the things don't, you will stay with you. So
Yeah.
you cannot just walk away from what you went through. You need to work with yourself, do your inner work,
Yeah.
ask the universe to guide someone to help you, pray for God, do whatever you want to do, but you cannot walk away from the things that you went through. You need to work in those areas because that person came into your life is to help you. That's
Yeah.
something when I talk to clients sometimes. What are you talking about? This person raping me, and you tell me they came to my life to help me? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, my friend. I
Yeah.
went through so many things when I was a child.
Yeah.
This is a conversation for another. But anyway, but I'm gonna try to say that I was grateful, thankful for every single person. They
Yeah.
did all these things with me. I was grateful, thankful.
Yeah.
And what I mean, I don't. When I was a child, I used to hate so many people. I want to kill so
Yeah.
many people. But now I love every single person.
Yeah.
When I tell this to people, say, what? Say, yes, my friend. That's how
Yeah.
you free yourself. That's how you heal yourself
Yeah.
through unconditional forgiveness and through
Yeah.
unconditional love. There's
Yeah.
not other way. I'm sorry. There's no
Right.
other way.
And we do that through walking through the darkness. We if we're avoiding the dark, like what you
Yeah,
said, if we're just leaving, we're avoiding, then we're just spiritually bypassing.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if you've had your compressions and it's cracked your seed to your divinity, then you know. And it's interesting. I notice a lot. I don't know if you find this when you speak like that to people, where you can see that higher perspective and you can see the purpose and everything. People can get really mad at you because they're
Yeah,
identified with
yeah,
victim and all this. And there are people, that false light energy, where they're speaking these spiritual truths, but they
yeah,
haven't done the integration and the alchemy through the darkness. And but it's interesting when you have, and you've really kind of in a way earned,
yeah,
earned the consciousness that you're embodying. It's
yeah,
different. It's real. There's a wholeness, there's an integration. And I think just really, those of us that have done that, really more now more than ever, or always, but now more than ever, with the world the way it is, really holding that line and holding that frequency as a template, almost like structured water. And even if people want to attack you or tell you
yeah,
you're spiritually bypassing or get really mad at you, it's like, well, when and you just have to be that
yeah,
visionary, and that one that sees for all of us, because it's that one mind space. It's just beautiful, the network of, I call us the hell divers. That's what I say a lot in my videos. The
yeah,
hell divers, you go
yeah,
down and you look it straight in the eye until you make friends with it. And then there's no dark corners to fear anymore. You can love everything and everyone because you've met it in yourself. It's beautiful. So I honor you for what you've done inside of yourself, and
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you for,
It's not a
yeah.
it's not a easy journey, my friend. I will tell people
No.
it's not easy, but it's not impossible. But it's all about love. I, me personally, I believe without love, I don't think I would be able, to heal myself, to accept my father, for the things he did to me, so other people. It just, I believe, me personally, I believe 100% through love. A long time ago, I heard someone say, there, let me see if his name come to me, but what he say now, you know, uh, he said, ask God, to help to see everyone with eyes
Mm,
of love, to love
mm,
everyone the way God loves us. That's one thing that I did with my son's mother. Like I said, she was constantly on me, punch me one side and other side. And I was there, trying to defend myself, to survive, and with unconditional forgiveness, unconditional love. But I was so hard for me. I never forgot this. I was driving on me, and I said that God help me to see states, with eyes of love. Help me to love states, the way you love eyes. As
mm,
soon as I finished it there, my friend, tears start coming down my eyes. I start crying. But I was crying so much that I had to pull over, on the highway. I don't remember what it was, but whatever. But the pain was a painful cry. Was so strong that I thought I was going to die inside my car. I thought I was going to die. I never felt a pain so strong inside myself, right here on my heart chakra. It was so strong. I cried for a long time. And then little by little, the pain started fading away. And then I'm back to drive again. That day was a huge shift in my life because was some things that I still have some type of resistance with to her. I can give an example like, I believe in prayers. I like to pray. I pray the way that I pray. I have a conversation when I pray. So I was praying for her. Then she do something to me. I got mad. Said, I don't pray for her no more. I don't give a shit. I'm done with this shit. And the spirit on me walk away, and then a few days later, say, Nando, you know what you need to do. You cannot stop now. And then I back and again. Send the light
mm,
love for her, do all those things, and blah, blah, blah. It then happen again. I say, I'm done with that shit. Don't talk to me anymore. I'm done with this one, blah, blah, blah. And then the spirit will stay quiet for a few days. It come back and again. But then after that, I never stop. The day that I decided to never stop and again, that's what the day, that like I said, I asked to see her, to God help me to see her with the eyes of love her the way God loves us, because God is love, is unconditional love. Like I said, then everything shifts. And then I'm used this to today to so many other areas in my life as well. But it's something so beautiful, my friend, for us to do. It help us so much when you see every single person, doesn't matter what they say, what they're doing, with the eyes of love, and love them, especially those people that did something with you. This is something, my friend, I believe, you work with the people, must have some heart of, oh, no, no. That person, I cannot see the person with the eyes of love. I cannot forgive that person. People
mm,
say to you, right? And say to me as well. But say, my friend, it's in your hands now. You want to free yourself. This is
mhm,
the way. I cannot free
yeah,
yourself for your suffering.
yeah,
If you wanna, like the Spirit said a few months ago, you wanna walk away from the person. You don't wanna work with the things that happen with them. I'm sorry, my friend. The energy will stay there with you in this life. It will come back and again in the other one.
yeah.
We need to,
Well, in
like I
our
said, we need to go. No, I need to go back over there to the darkness, and I hear all the shit.
yeah. And the beautiful thing is that our higher selves want us to come home so badly. And they'll keep throwing it at us and
Yeah.
throwing. It's not like you're like, no, I don't want it. And they're like, oh, well, okay, you're gonna keep getting it over and over, and we can feel like a victim. And oh, my life is so horrible, and all these bad things keep
Yeah.
happening. It's like that's love. That's the
Yeah.
invitation. That's the
Yeah.
we're gonna crunch you until you come home. And I've had a lot of situations since then that I've been in resistance of, like, so another thing that we could call an awakening is when it started when the solar activity, when we came into the solar maximum, and there was a lot of the energies from the sun, the flares were increasing, and I was having all this stuff in my body, and I was having these dreams that were telling me to look to the sun, but my human was really afraid that I was dying and that there was something physically wrong with me. So, I was going through panic attacks and, worrying, but I also was guided. I knew very strongly not to go to doctors, because if I knew if I went into that system, they would start finding things wrong, and then they'd give me labels, and then I'd attach the label, and I'd be creating. He was like, don't go in there. And I went through a couple year period where I was having extreme body stuff all through. And all the while I'm being told it's light body activation. It's DNA activation from the solar energy coming in. It's purges and memories and all these things. But my human was really afraid. So I was in resistance to what my higher self was saying. I had
Mm,
to clear the fear program
mm,
around death, around our bodies, the mind spell of the medical system. And it took me a really long time. But that's what I was talking about, like the relentlessness of our higher selves, where, my body was like, I'm metamorphosizing. Like, we're going the whole way. We're activating. You've been asking for this. We're answering your prayers. We're going butterfly, and you got to liquidize and be okay with that. And so I would have maybe like a week or two where I'd feel okay, and then things would start up again, and it just wouldn't stop. And eventually I trained myself. I would get up in the middle of the night, and I'd pull out my phone, and I'd channel. I'd write and I'd channel. And the most beautiful, encouraging things would come through, or I'd ask, or I'd have these dreams, and I'd write down the images. And then when I was panicking or worrying, I would read those things that I channeled through. So I was retraining. I worked with affirmations and mantras. My light body is activating all. I forget what I would say because it was a while ago, but I just trained myself to view through a different lens. And once I started doing that, and I started being grateful with my heart, I'd have the heart palpitations and pain, and, really, really fast heartbeat, and all these things that are scary. This is our center, this is our life force. Once I got into that gratitude, acceptance, excitement
mm.
perspective, the symptoms would clear within minutes. It would be like maybe days, or and then hours, but then it was minutes. And now it's like, if I feel an energy come in, like when Atlas came into our atmosphere, same thing. I didn't know that it was here, and I woke up in the middle of the night with, really rapid heart rate. But I knew, I was like, there's something new in the atmosphere. There's something new. There's a new frequency. There's new information coming in, and my body is registering it, but my nervous system is afraid, because my nervous system wants to keep me safe.
Yeah,
Same thing
safe.
with the
Yeah.
solar energy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, are we okay? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe we're not. Like, let me Google. Like,
Let me Google.
meanwhile, the higher self is like, no, you're good, honey. But so by the time the comet came a few years later, it was like, oh, okay, well, let me tune in. Let me find out what it's saying. Let me merge with it, so that my body can know that this is an ally. So there were initiations with that, and awakenings through attuning to the cosmic energies, getting to know them. So that's, like more of like maybe an expansion, but it is an awakening as well, because you're awakening to a whole new realm that was foreign, or at least unidentified.
Yeah.
I've always felt energies. I had a lot of anxiety, or, like whenever there was an eclipse or things like that, I'd feel really affected by it and stuff like that. So, but those few years when I was getting to know the solar energies, and getting to know like what happened when the solar winds were high, identifying like, oh, I could feel in my body, oh, there must be something going on because I'm having these symptoms, right? Like, just developing a relationship with those energies. I forget what I was going to say, but
No, that's okay.
anyway.
No, listen,
Yeah.
I understand this is happening because
Hmm.
when you have this type of conversation,
Yeah.
it's not just the information is coming, it's the energies that we are connected. Sometimes I'm here talking, sometimes it goes away. This is normal. Don't worry about it because it's so much energy is in here. The
Yeah.
strong the energies get, sometimes they can take you away. It happens to me sometimes. I go to some place and I come back and say, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I got really quantum. I lost track of my
that,
linear.
that's okay. It happens. But one thing I want to know, I really respect the time you give to me. I don't know if you, it's already 3:16. So I want to respect the time you give to me. The one thing I want to take a little bit, so few minutes in here, if you like to talk, because something that you do as well, you do readings, but I want to ask a question. You use the tarot cards, right?
Hmm.
But you
Yeah.
used you do just cards, or you do both as well? You do with cards and without the cards as well?
What was the
when
last
when
thing
you
you
do
said?
when you do
Yeah.
readings, psychic
Hmm.
readings, you use the
Yeah.
tarot cards, right? But you do
Hmm.
with the cards, or you do without cards as well when you do reads.
Yeah, it's kind of both. Like I'll get a channel, and sometimes I'll just go with the channel. I'll often sort of validate or clarify with the cards because it's really it's fun. It's fun to see when you're talking about something and then you pull a card and it's the exact thing that you're talking about. It's also
Yeah.
fun for people. Often, people will there will be some synchronicity. I use oracle cards and tarot cards where there will be like this one man recently in a reading we kept getting 15s, and his birth date was a 15, or there was or even like when he came in, I felt to bring in this like megalodon shark tooth. And I was like, I don't know why I felt to bring that in. And well, he has a real strong connection with sharks, so using, and part of what I was saying earlier, where I wasn't very grounded, I use the cards mostly for grounding
Oh,
and to anchor energy. And so it's like I channel all the time. Like people can just say something and I'll start getting information. And a
yeah, me
lot of the
too.
readings that I do, if
Yeah,
you've
me too.
seen my channel, the collective readings that I do, it's information that's coming through. But I use the cards again as just sort of like sometimes to spur a channel or to get something going, or also just to anchor and keep it grounded. Um, so yeah, and I don't read the cards in a traditional way. I understand the meanings of them, but I go off of the energy that I'm feeling, the energy that I think a lot of people do this with the cards, where these two cards together mean something different than, you're reading the gestalt, you're reading the patterns. But sometimes a certain card will come through with a completely different meaning for a while, for a few weeks, and then it will change. So I have a relationship with the energies with different decks. I have like 12 different decks, and so different decks will have different images and different transmissions in them. So I'm just reading energy really, but I'm doing it through the cards.
That's beautiful. Yeah, not me. I don't use a lot of cards. I just channel people's energies. As soon as I connect to someone, the spirit start giving information about them, start talking to me. Yeah, but many years ago, they asked me to use the cards, with a client, so I did. But I have a card here sometimes. I want to talk live. I grab the cards, but I do the same thing. Oh, I don't have any cards here with me right now. I grab one, whatever they come to me. When I look at the picture,
Hmm.
I start receiving messages.
Yeah,
Even though this
exactly.
type of cards that I have, there has a book, you can go there, look at the card, 10
No.
of pentacles, whatever. And then you go there, look at the page, start reading the message. Yeah, but the reason I don't do things like this because
Hmm.
I don't want to read what the card, was in the book. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to read what's in the book. I want to
Right.
channel what's
You want to
coming
read spirit in that moment.
for the spirit
Exactly.
in the moment. I
Yes.
have some amazing teachers, in the past, they one of them passed last December, but the others, a few others still, two passed last year, but the others still here alive. I had some beautiful earth angels that the universe sent into my life to help and to teach me so much. But she used to talk about this and don't stay, only on the cards, put the cards away so you can connect, directly with the spirit, me. So that's the reason 99% of my reads, I don't use the cards now. Only for
Yeah.
some, if for someone asks, but normally I don't use. But I think it's a beautiful gift. To make a long story short, the first time the spirit asked me to use the cards, they asked me to go. The spirit is funny. To go to Amazon, say, go to Amazon. I'm gonna show what type of cards that you need to buy. So I bought the cards. And then he asked, the next time you have a read someone, you're gonna grab 5 cards. Don't look at the cards. So the person is gonna sit now
Mm-hmm.
with you, and you're gonna grab the cards, and then you're gonna put 3 cards like that, 3 cards in here, 2 here, and 1 here, right? In the end of the read, you ask them to flip the first card and look at the card. The card has a small message or something, right? Be grateful, something like that. And then the
Yeah.
second, the third go on and on. But I did that with a client. She used to come with me every week, for a while because she was going through some things. I did with the horse. So this is something the spirit asked me to do. I'm gonna do it to you today. You okay? She
Hmm.
said yes. So then, like I said, I don't want the no, no. I asked her to grab the cards. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. That was it. So I said, so grabs 3 or 60 cards at 3, five, six, six cards, right? So grab one, so put it here. So one here, one here, one here, and then one here, two, and another one here. And then in the end, she was there. She flipped the first one. So oh, it resonated 100% the things was we talked when they read all the six cards.
Yeah.
You know, she
Hmm.
was so impressed. She said, Can I take a picture?" Then the next week she come back.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do the card again. Was the same
Yeah.
thing, you know. But the spirit asked me to use, because not because I was, no, the reason the spirit asked me to use the cards because people was asking me, "Do you use cards for reasons?" I said, "No, I don't."
Mm.
And the spirit said, "I want to stop saying no. I understand
Oh,
that you prefer to channel work through energies, read, whatever
yeah.
the person talking to you, or ask question or no question through energies, but it's important that you learn something new." So I say, okay, so I obey the spirit, guidance, and I did that. Was till today, sometimes, I mean, I use the cards, but like I said, 99% of my reads, I just channel people's energies. The person can ask question, or if you don't want to ask question, I had a session with a client, it was 2 hours. She never asked one question. It happened to you.
Yeah.
It
Mm.
just the information never stop.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. But
Mm.
listen, my friend,
Beautiful. Yeah.
I want
Hmm.
to respect. I wish talk more with you, but I want to respect the time that you give to me. No, you share so many beautiful things in here today. We talk about so many beautiful things. And for whoever's gonna listen to this conversation today, my friend, I will say to this: she went through to a lot of things. I went through to a lot of things. We are in a beautiful relationship. Me personally, I don't say ex. Now I say my son's mother. You know what I mean? But I respect that you say ex or whoever say ex. But it's
Yeah.
possible
Yeah.
that
No,
you
you're
find.
right. Yeah.
It's possible that you find peace now with someone that you had in your life before, that was part of your journey before, and that you
Hmm.
went through to a lot of suffering, or maybe you make that person go through a lot of suffering as well. Maybe you did a lot
Hmm.
of things with that person. It's possible
Hmm.
for you guys to have this connection,
Hmm.
this communication. It's possible, but it's in your hands. You are the one that's gonna make a decision. If you wanna do it, she did, I did. We are in a different place right now. Our children are in a different place right now. My son is in a better place right now because that things that I did, and his mother did. Now he's more in peace now. He can see his parents now talk now with peace one another. The other day she's invited me to go to have a dinner at her place over there. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful. It's possible. But listen, I want to ask three quick questions
Okay.
before finishing here today. And then after that, if you like to share how people can, find your website, things like that. The first question is, who is God?
Everything.
All right, that's fine. That's your answer. That's good. I
Mhm.
love, I love. The second question is, why forgive?
Because there's nothing is ever wrong. It's all, again, everything is God, everything is purposeful, everything is the symphony. And so everything is a part of the whole. It only appears separate. And so when we forgive everything, we embrace everything, we bring everything back home into unity.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the last one, why we are here?
Wow, why are we here? Why are we here? Wow. I mean, it depends on the dimensional perspective, right? From the dimensional perspective of our
Yeah,
human, we're here to remember. We're here to remember wholeness. Then, once we remember wholeness, we're here to create and expand. Yeah, that's what I would say. Hmm.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
this do me a favor, if you like to share now your information, website, or YouTube channel, Instagram, how people can reach out to you, if anyone feel guided to have a session with you,
Hmm.
please feel free to share.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my YouTube channel is called Lineage of the Blue Rose Tarot. And I do collective readings on there. It's a very small channel. Most of the activity in the community that I've developed is through Facebook under Wendy Biondo, Biondo. And there's a lot of sharing and community that goes on there. You could either message me through Facebook for a session or a reading. I've recently been guided to do distance healing sessions, which is a huge expansion for me and really exciting to be able to share the work that I'm doing. I've been developing, well, my higher self has been working with me on this type of healing for the last 16 years. So I'm being asked to step out and to share outside of my town and through distance on the phone healing. So my email address is WSS as in Sam Dewdrop at gmail.com. And you can reach me there or through Messenger on Facebook.
And okay, just stay there with me for a moment. I'm gonna finish it here, but I like to talk to you a couple minutes now.
Okay.
I just want to
Mhm.
say thank you so much again, Wendy, to take the time here today, to talk with you. I share some things that that happened to you in this incarnation. I'm so grateful, thankful, that you came here because so many things that you said in here today, help me to understand a little bit more some of the situation, help me to continue doing the things that I'm doing because when you listen one another, the things we're
Yeah.
doing, say, wow, it's so beautiful now. Encourage one another, support one another. We need these things for people,
Yeah.
this love, for one another. This is beautiful.
Mhm.
Listen,
Yeah.
everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to
Yeah.
listen to this
Thank you too.
conversation. I send a bless everyone with infinite abundance. I send a lots of love, heat, energy for everyone. Thank you for love. I love you all. Namaste. Just one moment, my friend.
Mhm.
Let me pause this in here.